The tiny island of Palmas, now known as Pulau Miangas, is the northernmost island in Indonesia. However, it's actually much closer to the larger islands of the Philippines. Early in the 20th century, the Philippines were a territory of the United States of America, having been transferred from Spain in a treaty in 1898. Modern Indonesia was a colony of the Netherlands known as the Dutch East Indies. The United States understood the island of Palmas was one of the lands granted to it in the treaty by Spain. However, they also came to understand that the Netherlands claimed the island as part of its colony. Being two civilized countries, the USA and the Netherlands agreed to an international arbitration to resolve the dispute rather than fighting a war. The United States primarily argued that because Spain had first discovered the island, it belonged to Spain, and so formed one of the lands given to the USA by Spain. They also argued that because Palmas was much closer to the Philippines, it should be considered as belonging to the Philippines. The Netherlands, on the other hand, argued that although Spain had discovered the island in the mid-1600s, they had never actually done anything to take possession of the island, whereas the Netherlands had made treaties with the local native princes and had administered the island as part of the Dutch East Indies. The arbitrator made a number of important and enduring rulings. The first was that contiguity, or the question of whether the island was closer to the Philippines or Indonesia, was not relevant. He said, "The title of contiguity, understood as a basis of territorial sovereignty, has no foundation in international law." Second, he found that mere discovery of a land did not necessarily give sovereignty. It gave inchoate or not fully formed title, which would only become effective if there was some actual manifestation of control. He said an inchoate title cannot prevail over a definite title founded on continuous and peaceful display of sovereignty. He then found that the Dutch had in fact demonstrated a continuous and peaceful display of sovereignty by concluding treaties with the local inhabitants and by displaying national flags and coats of arms. The colonial era of history is largely a thing of the past now, but the rules established in this case still form the underlying principles for modern territorial disputes between nations.